All right, guys, I'm Tyler from the MX Factory. We're here in our drill room, right? This is new. We got a whiteboard, and we're going to give you some drills to work on for your weekend of riding. We're actually going to give you 3 drills. The last drill is going to be an advanced drill, so make sure you stick around to the end to get that drill. The idea behind this kind of new series that we're starting here is we've got hundreds and hundreds of videos of how to do things. Now we want to give you a little extra on what you should be practicing on the weekends to improve your riding. Obviously, these drills will kind of fall into different categories based off of your skill level. Some of these will fall into what you need. Some of them won't. You'll have to kind of decipher and decide on what works for you. So the first drill that we're going to get into is pretty much across the board. Everyone needs to work on this, and that's going to be feet on the pegs. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 15 minutes, okay, excuse my bad handwriting, times 2. And we're going to go feet on pegs. Okay, the idea behind feet on pegs is we're rewiring the brain to not dab our leg in the corners. We're rewiring our brain to get throttle in the corners. So the feet on the pegs drill is to take away our old bad habit of hitting the foot on the ground when we lean the bike too much. So as you've seen maybe in our other videos, the perfect corner happens from the perfect amount of lean to the perfect amount of speed, which means either good momentum in or throttle when you need it. Okay, if either one of those are off, you're likely going to have that feeling that you're falling to the inside. Our natural tendency as human beings is to catch ourselves from a fall, whether that's our hand, which we're controlling the bike with our arms. We're not going to do our hands, so what we do have is ability to take our feet off, right? And so instead of taking our feet off and hitting our foot on the ground, we're going to start to turn the throttle instead if we practice keeping the feet on the pegs. And we have to be real persistent in not letting the feet come off no matter what. Even if that means a tip over a couple times, for you to tell the brain, like, no, I'm not taking the foot off, I'm not going back to my old bad habits, I'm going to turn the throttle to get the bike out of trouble. That's going to be the most beneficial thing that you get from this drill. So this is 30 minutes of riding, feet on the pegs, all the way around the track. That's 1, okay? Let's do 1. The second drill we're going to go over today is going to be something that kind of follows this up. Both of these drills are really going to help your cornering, okay? So the second part is from the apex of the corner, we're going to go 1 throttle, and I'm going to draw out your little corner so you understand the apex. 1 throttle. That means not chopping the throttle. We're committed once we get there. So we've got our corner here, right? Right, let's just say this is coming into a corner. The apex is going to be the center of the corner. That means if you're coming in braking here, you set up here, and then you're 1 throttle all the way here. Okay, most people's common mistake is they don't brake deep enough, or they coast here a long ways, they get on the gas a couple times, and they're just kind of getting to the apex. And once they get to the apex, the bike's not planted and they're not able to carry good momentum out. So we want this to be our braking. We want to have a setup zone, which will be about right here. Okay, this is going from standing to sitting, and then we're going to take it from right here. No matter what, and find an easy corner at first. If this is hard for you, we're going to commit to the throttle at the apex, and we're going to carry that all the way out. That's going to give us better straightaway speed here. Let's just say there's a big jump, and we're not able to get over it. Say that's the face, this is the landing, and we're typically riding here or landing here. If we get on the gas here, we're going to have the momentum and the time to get over to our sweet spot of our landing. So that's what that drill is going to help. And our advanced drill, drill number 3, is going to be standing deep into the corner. So we're going to stand to the apex, okay? More and more this is happening with the pros where they're standing to the apex, they're sitting at the apex, or even sometimes a little further than the apex, and they're getting on the gas hard when they sit down. Obviously, these guys are on really fast bikes, and seated acceleration is a little easier than standing acceleration. So what we're going to talk about here is, let's just say, I'm going to try to wipe this inside out a little bit, instead of having all those squigglies there. Your braking zone is still going to happen in the same area, right? But it's going to come a little closer to your apex. So you're going to brake a little deeper into the corner, and then you're going to have this split second where you come off the brakes, you pivot the head, you turn the shoulders, you stay standing, and then you have the 1 throttle out, okay? This is a little more advanced, so for your newer riders out there, do it in a berm first, right? Don't go into a deep rut. The idea is that you're able to drive deep into the rut standing. You're controlling the bike from down low because your weight's in the foot pegs and not on your seat from when you're seated, and you're able to kind of just have that feel for the bike. A lot of times these berms and ruts will have hooks in them, right? So from people coming in with a lot of speed, pushing the rut, and then coming off the gas and then pushing again, we want to kind of come in with the speed and then make sure that we stand all the way through but catch that 1 steady throttle. So it's going to be stand to apex. That's drill number 3. And these drills will tremendously help you through your corner. And it's just like, okay, let's go 15 minutes times 2 on all 3 of these. So that's an hour and a half of riding. If you did that for 2 days, you're at 3 hours of work. That's a lot of work on the bike, focused work. This will pay huge dividends, is that 3 hours of work. If you can do that every weekend through the month, you're at 12 hours in a month. That's a good amount of work. That's a good amount of focused work. And then if you get to ride any other days, you can kind of go have a little fun. I don't say that you shouldn't just go ride for fun, but when you're trying to learn, you have to have a plan, and this is your plan for this weekend. All right, if this interests you, if this helps you riding on the weekends, we do offer a virtual coaching program. We just started it. We're taking 5 riders at a time in 3-month blocks. What you get for that is weekly riding plans. It's usually 2 days of riding, kind of drill work, understanding where you are in your riding, weekly Zoom calls to evaluate how that went. Like, how did your drill work that we gave you go? You take a video yourself or have your buddy take a video yourself. We can kind of break that down on the call. And then also Amy, one of the best humans on the earth that we have that works for us here. She does the fitness stuff. Her background is fitness, so she's pretty good. She rides moto and understands the physiology that you need to be performing pretty high at this sport. So she's going to do all your fitness stuff. That's going to be 3 to 4 days a week off the bike training, and we're only taking 5 spots. So if you're interested, make sure you contact Tyler at themxfactory.com, and we'll get on a Zoom call. We'll evaluate if you're a right fit for the program, if we feel like that we can make progress with you, and then we'll choose you to be a part of this program.